Of the show, I'm having guests on, and we are discussing current matters. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, the Daily Dose podcast was started under the quarantine, discussed a lot of serious issues surrounding lockdown, COVID-19. But now we're going to try and keep it a little bit more lighthearted and fun. So today, in the studio, I've got with me Emilio Tobias, my first guest, who's going to come on. We're going to chat about life, love, and current affairs.
Hey.
How are you doing, Emilio?
I'm good, man. Just tired.
Great.
Yeah, been praying the whole day.
As you guys can see, we're working on a budget here. Emilio had to make his own mic stand.
This
with
is
a shoelace.
Air Force One laces.
A shoelace, camera stand. You made it work, Emilio.
Very unprofessional. I feel overdressed for the setup. I dressed up for this nonsense.
Yeah. Are you coming from church, huh?
Came from church. Praying for you, bro.
Yeah. Well, it is a Sunday. And
Yeah.
you guys chose this day. I didn't. Like we were talking about this earlier. Why Sunday?
Why did Christians choose Sunday?
Yeah, why did they choose a Sunday?
It's not. It's a chicken and an egg argument, ne? Or discussion. But we know which one came first.
What came first?
Christian people, Sunday is like our first day, and then we chose to go to church on the first day. I think the 7-day-a-week calendar is a Georgian calendar.
Gregorian.
Or what is it? Gregorian.
Yeah.
Not Georgian.
Gregorian,
not Georgian. Maybe I read wrong.
Yeah, it's
my
Gregorian.
dyslexia. I'm on the spectrum of dyslexia. But then, like, we chose the first day, and then there's some Christians who choose the last day to go to church.
Okay.
7-day Adventists, they go to church on a Saturday, and they have their funerals on Sunday, which makes like after tears not the best, because now you need to worry about work tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we chose Sunday, and then the world decided, oh cool, let's make our weekends according to our the Christian lifestyle. And then it's maybe just the easiest and the simplest calendar, I think.
True. I was telling you this earlier. I feel like.
But I prayed for you
I
today.
feel like I would prefer. I feel like I would prefer Sunday.
To
It's
do
like
what?
Friday. Now Friday, when you have a Friday afternoon prayer,
Yeah.
you go to a mosque.
No, that's
you have to stop work. If you work for a Muslim guy, okay, everyone stops. The shop closes, then you go to work.
But most companies are supposed to give you that 2 hours off, and it shouldn't be an issue. An hour of it is your lunch, but it's like religious purposes. And when they hire you, usually you say it to them, and then they have to put that into your contract. But then you guys work for like these private companies that are so so immune to corruption, but they're the worst companies to work for.
Yeah, so basically you take off work, you go pray, and then the
Go
thing
back
is
to
you
work.
pray, you wash all your sins away. Then you've got the whole weekend ahead of you.
Clean slate, bruh.
Now you're gonna go Friday. So there's Friday afternoon prayers, and then there's Friday night. And sometimes you see the same people. You see the same uncle you greeted there in the.
But you know
in the mosque, you're gonna see
you know
them.
what's not nice?
What?
Saturday night, when you have to be like, shit, I need to wake up early. Am I gonna be able to wake up for church? But Friday,
that's
it's out of the way. No one is getting crazy, and I'm assuming.
True, but like now you guys have the opportunity to do everything you want, all the craziest shit you want. Come Sunday, cleanse.
That's
You've got
a
the whole
misconception.
weekend.
People think attending church cleanse their sins. That's not true at all.
Come on, man. You feel cleansed at least.
Yeah, but you're lying to yourself.
Who's to say?
My man, just attending church so that people can see you there. No one forgives your sins, dog. You need to change. Your
You
sins,
actually make a change.
your sins can't be forgiven if you know in your heart next week you're going to favor again. Or you're going to go and get sloshed again.
A hoe again.
Given like you're not supposed to drink. It's not like with Christian people might do it more openly, but most of us also not supposed to drink. The same like you not supposed to drink.
Yeah.
But the line at Sumo. All the Pakistanis, all the shop owners, they there, bruh.
They're there and they love that place.
And they're buying drinks for everyone. I've never seen them drinking, but they're just buying drinks for the bitches.
They like to bless.
I'm not.
That's one thing. They like to bless.
Blesses, dog. These Pakistani shop owners have so many kids in the townships, bruh.
Oh no, yeah.
They have kids.
It was so strange. Last week I was at work and I was just sitting outside waiting for more dying people, you know. And then this guy comes up. And this guy comes up to me and he greets me, "Salam alaikum." I'm like, "Oh, walaikum salam." But he looks black, right? And he's wearing the full kurta, everything. He tells me the sad story. Is like he came to Joburg.
Is he black?
Yeah, where I'll get to that part. So he says he came to South Africa. I'm not South Africa. He came to Joburg to try and find his father. His father's Pakistani. Then it all clicked. He's from like a township or whatever. He came to find his father.
How old is this man?
He looked like in his late 20s, maybe.
Wow.
Mid to late 20s. And he's trying to find his father. And he needs money to get a bus now to go back home. Then I was like,
come up with an original story.
Come on, man. The bus to go home.
But
and it's always a specific amount. They never ever give you they'll never ever tell you, I need like, I just need money. They'll be like, I need a 22 Rand 50.
But is he South African though?
He looks South African. He sounded South African.
Do you know what's funny, ne? When I was in varsity, I had this Ghanaian friend, ne? Benjamin was her name. So then we take taxis from Pri.
Yeah.
Then there was this colored man from Durban. Hey, that story. I need to go home. I just need a bit of money. This girl took out 400 Rand and gave him 400 Rand. She told us the story the next day, like, yo, this was so heartbreaking. And we were like, are you crazy? How can you give someone... Now we seem like heartless people and it like we don't like giving child, we don't like helping people because we like desensitized to seeing hobos every day. They don't have hobos in Africa. They all came here. Story for another day. But then a week later, ne, she saw that man again. And now she's telling us the story. She says her heart was so broken and she went in and told him nonsense like, I gave you money, I helped you and now you must use me. Then this man, he told another story. You know what happened? I had to take that money and send it to so-and-so, this and that. The bus left me and I lost all that money. I'm so hungry, I'm this and that. She didn't have any money on her, so she gave him her extra phone. Here's a phone, go and sell the phone so that you can get home. Then she saw him again for the third time, then she learned the lesson.
Yes, sis. But you see in those types of situations, right? Like Islamically, the idea behind giving to charity, you give with the intention of doing good. So no matter what the person does with the money, irrespective of what the person does with the money, you still have the benefit of that being a good deed.
It's like it's from your heart. You literally bless someone with something. What they do with that blessing is up to them and them alone.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's like... But now what happens if now, cool, you're a good-hearted person, and then you can see now, like, this person is just going to waste this thing that I gave him. You're obviously not going to give. You're going to give?
If they put knife here.
You're going to give?
Yeah, man, like, have you... Do you think Malevan is dead or alive?
No, they say he's dead, bruh.
Who killed him? Who is
the job?
Who is that guy? I want to meet the guy who killed Malevan. Can you imagine how scary that guy is?
Do you think he got murdered?
For those people who don't know who Malevan is, care to explain?
Malevan is one of our most notorious,
gangsters,
famous, struggling to speak English criminals.
In this country, Louis Theroux was the British journalist who came to South Africa.
Louis Theroux, that sounds like such an Afrikaans name.
It does, right? But he's a British guy, British French descent. Anyway, he makes controversial documentaries called Weird Weekends, where he goes to different parts of the world. Now, he came to South Africa to do one about post-apartheid South Africa.
And the products of apartheid.
All the products of apartheid, crime now. And this was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Is it 90s?
Yeah, it was late 90s, early 2000s. But he wasn't here like once off and did it. He came, you left, he came back.
And then he came and visited my
yeah.
mother. And
so
I came
the first
to
time he
check
came, do you know that he actually interviewed the RVA beer? What's his name? Eugene Blanche.
Oh.
That interview
I've heard some
crazy.
good things about Eugene Blanche.
Well,
well,
it depends who you ask. If you ask Afrikaans farmers, of course.
He was the savior.
And then he got killed on a farm. He was also part of a farm killing. Eugene Blanche. Oh, did you not know? In 2012, yeah. He was, was killed by...
He was killed on a farm. You see,
by one of his farm workers.
Yeah, we can... Like, that was personal.
Yeah.
That is not part of the...
Yeah.
That was a personal, isolated incident.
But before
not to talk about farm murders or anything or dismiss them, I can emphatically say, without knowing, just the evidence you are giving me, that was between the two of them. Coincidence that it happened on a farm.
Yeah. I think that most farm murders, in my opinion, I think most farm murders it's just people working their shit out, and that's how things end up. Like, let me ask you, do you think that farm murder is a problem in South Africa? Do you think it's a significant issue that the government needs to step in and do something about? Specifically that, like, they need to deploy army there, they need to deploy police to these areas.
Based on the limited knowledge I have of the thing, and please take my opinion as such, someone who has a limited knowledge of the situation.
Yeah. And that's good that you say that, because a lot of people will just be like...
Don't cancel me, we're trying to start our careers from scratch, guys, please. Like, but my thing on, like, farm murders, and I hate to sound like an all lives matter person.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's part of a bigger problem. It's not an isolated, singular problem. And then when we say that, then people think we are making it a race thing, or we're saying white lives don't matter. No one ever said that. No one is implying that. Murder is murder. It's wrong. My friend's father got killed on a farm. This man, he was disabled because of an injury, and then he got attacked by a couple of guys.
Yeah.
And they took his gun from him and killed him to steal his gun. And it's like,
what?
Technically that's a farm murder. It's in a rural area. But there's nothing that can happen. They probably find you 3-4 hours later, or even they find you the next day. Because no one's, like, people are so scattered. And that's the issue with those things. There are programs and stuff, and, like, as much as our government is inefficient with certain things, there are, like, programs that are targeted at, like, these remote areas and shit happening there. My man, the closest police station is 3 hours away. I'm gonna kill. If I'm gonna kill anywhere, I'm gonna kill there.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not even that they out there to kill white people. They're killing the person who they think they can get the most from.
Of course. But I think that obviously it plays into the right-wing Afrikaans movement to make it a race issue. That it's because we're white and it's because we're Afrikaans.
We are out here to demolish the white race.
Yeah. I think it's because you've treated mistreatment of staff on these farms for the last 100 years. It probably has improved slightly over the years, but can't be considerably that much. And then that racial tension never gets resolved. Also, the government does have some part in mediating that, in figuring out how they're going to work through land reform.
Speculation. They say that, like, the farmers who treat their workers nice, this doesn't happen to them. Because you get this farmer, builds a big house on his farm. Right, it's like a dope house, like in any city, but that house has everything, dog. There's Wi-Fi, there's internet, they have TVs in every room, they're living nice, they're drinking water. Then your farm workers, sometimes they don't sleep there. They have to travel an hour or so into the closest town where they stay. Or sometimes if there's like accommodation there for you, there's barely running water. That place is like in a car condition. And then you can just look over the wall and then see, or not even over the wall, across the field, like oh, they're having fun, they're swimming, they're splashing. Like, homie, I'm not drinking water. You're like swimming, dog.
You're gonna kill.
You're not gonna give?
You're gonna kill.
It's so sad what happened to Deep Fried Man, bro.
Yeah, so Deep Fried Man is a comedian, to put you all into perspective.
Oh, what is your podcast that they know nothing? We have to explain everything.
No, I don't think that nobody really knows about this Deep Fried Man situation.
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know Deep Fried Man, he's a comedian.
And he does satirical songs with his guitar, and it's like funny songs.
Mm.
And he made a song years ago.
Yes.
About the white genocide not being real.
Yeah.
And
funny song.
It's satire, and it can, if you personally have lost a loved one, it might not be an easy thing to watch.
But if you listen to the actual words of the song, it's not like he's dismissing and saying,
he's
we
not
don't
saying,
care about you whites that have died.
He's not condoning murder or anything.
But he's basically in the song, he says, this
don't call it white genocide.
It's a myth.
Yeah, don't call it white genocide. There's no genocide.
We're all getting killed here in South Africa.
All of us.
So a few years ago,
and he got cancelled and by the right wing, or not even cancelled, but his life got threatened. They showed up at his shows. His life was in danger. They threatened his wife. They found out where he lived, and it was like a
nuts. He had to get like restraining orders. He had to,
hectic. But it's coming up now.
It was a lot, man. And he's a white guy. Imagine what he would have done, what they would have done if that was you, Emilio.
They can't touch me, bro. They can't touch me. Me, I'm not scared.
They would have to come to.
I'm not scared of.
They would have to come to the south and find you where you live.
I love white people, man, but I'll never be scared for a white person. Never.
Why? What's the?
That is oppression, bro. They want you to be scared of them. Racists, obviously, not all white people. I mean, then it's like, and sometimes you take a page out of EFF's book. It's like, guys, you're not gonna treat us like we are visitors here. Yeah, we can all call it home. I'm not gonna be a visitor in this country, and now I can't say my say. That's not America, bruh. That's not America where we can violate your channels because you have an opinion. No, bruh, it doesn't work like that.
No, like on the same issue, and I mean, we as comedians, we all think deeply about what we say, what we write, how we package our comedy, how we package our material. And when white genocide first came out, when the Steve Hofmeers of the world were all protesting in the streets and things like that, I did my research and I had a joke. So basically, in my research, before I told this joke, I decided let me have a nuanced, let me have a nuanced opinion of what's going on. So I researched and I found that farm murders versus murders anywhere else or other location in the country, there's no like disproportionate number. The number of farm murders versus, let's say, if you took the number of murders in a township, in any township in South Africa, in any day of the week in South Africa, the township murders. So are we selectively listening to the cries of one group of people? Yes, it's sad that people get murdered on their farms, on their properties, but people are getting murdered in their homes, in front of their families.
The nature of those things, brother. Those aren't just like we murder you to kill you. Those are like we dismember your body type of shit. And I think maybe that's like another issue.
Maybe. Maybe. But what murder is murder. Like whether you get tortured before you die, whether it's murder is murder. We've got a violence problem in South Africa. We don't have a farm murder problem. And then when I did my joke.
What was your joke?
So basically the joke was South Africa is the head of the table sitting down at dinner. I can't remember it. I'm going to vaguely tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So you've got normal murder sitting at the table. You've got farm murder. And farm murder is like, nobody gives me any attention. And normal murder is like, I've been working so hard my whole life. Daddy,
and you just come along.
And then in comes Rape busting down the doors, putting his hands in other people's plates without consent.
Can I taste? Yeah. He doesn't wait for you to answer.
Doesn't wait. We don't just and eats.
I've never heard you do this, gang.
So I stopped
probably
doing
did
the
it
joke
once.
because of the response, and maybe I was a bit afraid of the response that I got, because I did it in rooms which were predominantly black, and then when I did it in front of a predominantly white audience, I got heckled, fucked up, and I felt like in that moment I had an exchange with this person, and her response made me feel like maybe I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I didn't have my
evil.
facts or my research, but if you look at Black Lives Matter, right, and you look at the statistics about Black Lives Matter, very controversial what I'm about to say. If you look at the statistics of Black Lives Matter, right,
Yeah.
when they looked at the number of black people that were brutalized by cops versus white, the numbers there wasn't a huge disparity. There isn't a huge disparity in the numbers.
Yeah.
As most people,
unarmed people,
Yeah.
black and white.
and then if you look at the number of, obviously in America, this is all American stats, unarmed black people or armed black people having altercations with the police, obviously it's far more skewed. And one can argue that, okay, in America, majority of poor people are black, and so
And more
poor
black people are
equals
committing
crime,
crimes.
so crime is going to lead to
More
interaction,
or even just being in the wood. The police presence there is gonna be a bit more. The police are gonna be a bit more aggressive and mean faced and whatever.
Precisely, yeah.
You know what my thing is with the Black Lives Matter thing now? I think now, like I have a good memory.
Yeah.
And by that I mean is how a narrative gets pushed in all the twists and turns that like a movement or a phrase or a hashtag takes. From what it was when I first heard of it to what it becomes.
Yeah.
I was explaining to someone, you see like the phrase Black Lives Matter, né?
Yeah.
What I understood it to mean the first time I heard of it and the first time it was coming out.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter was saying, yes, all these stats are correct or all these stats are there. Yes, when you look at the stats, there are more unarmed white people that get killed by the cops than unarmed black people. And we're not just like saying this stuff because it's us getting killed. All we're saying is that cool, when these mistakes happen, which we understand is like gonna be some like unfortunate casualties, and one is too many, but it's like you accidentally kill a black person. The issue that we have with that is cool, mistakes happen, everyone understands that, but the repercussions of that must not be nothing.
Yeah.